Hello everyone and welcome to the Mindfulness guided meditation. Thank you for being here. Your presence counts. It's important that we support each other for our formal mindfulness practice, and in that way we continue to grow and develop our capacity to be in the present moment in an accepting and non-judgmental way. So that's mindfulness, is being in the here and now and allowing ourselves to be here with things just the way they are. And it takes practice, it takes repeated formal meditation, informal practice as well, just being aware of our day-to-day lives, being with our cup of tea, with our conversation, with our drive in the car, and being present. It changes the brain chemistry, it changes our physical state, it's good for our mood, it's good for our health, and many people find a lot of benefit from studying. It's taught as an 8-week course, and then after we've graduated, the challenge is to keep going and to keep practicing on a daily basis. So I'm here regularly to guide a meditation and say a few words to encourage us to keep going. So I was glad to see that there are a few people tuned in right now, and we're going to meditate together. I'll guide you through 10 minutes mindfulness of the breath, and I think there are others who tend to listen in after work, so welcome to you as well. It's important to have an attitude of warmth and kindness towards ourselves. The more self-compassionate we are, the more we are able to be in the present moment in an accepting way. So we put away the big stick and the idea that we can do things perfectly, and we go about it with a light touch. It helps to sit in a dignified posture. It's not imperative, but staying awake and staying alert is helpful. So I invite you to find a comfortable position, sitting with the crown of the head drawn towards the ceiling. We close our eyes for 10 minutes. Mindfulness of the breath. Coming into the moment through the physical sensations of sitting. Noticing where our attention is drawn. Maybe we notice the areas of contact with the chair or cushion. Maybe we're conscious of warmer places, cooler places, areas of less physical sensation. Noticing perhaps how things change as we observe. Being curious, being interested in the physical sensations of sitting. Aware perhaps of our hands and how they feel wherever they're resting. Conscious of the physical sensations, maybe of the hands touching, maybe of the hands resting on our legs. Aware for a moment of our feet and the physical feelings there. Connecting in this way with our senses brings us into the moment as we come into the body. Coming home in a way. Maybe with a feeling of familiarity. And then we invite our attention to the movement of the breath. Maybe feeling the belly moving. The expanding, contracting, with the in-breath and the out-breath. Maybe aware of the rib cage rising and falling. Sensations at the front, the sides, round at the back, under the shoulder blades. Noticing the rhythm, the flow, the pauses. Gently bringing the mind back when it wanders. Refocusing on the breath and realizing it's still now. And we might be aware of the air passing in the nostrils. cooler perhaps on the way in, warmer on the way out. And noticing if the flow is even in both nostrils or not. Being with the breath, being kind and gentle. Setting judgment aside. And being with each breath as closely as we can. Each breath belonging to each moment. Maintaining a freshness to our noticing. Each breath a new experience. Picking up as much detail as we can. And no matter how many times the mind wanders, we can always come back to the breath. And each time we notice we've drifted, it's good practice to return to the breath and an awareness of the present moment in non-judgmental acceptance. And just a few more breaths. Being with our experience the way it is. Allowing what's there to be there. And observing one more breath. And then opening our eyes when we're ready. Aware of that transition to And maybe having a little yawn and a stretch. And noticing our state now. Maybe it's different from when we started. Last week, I talked about bringing in the good and how we are, in fact, hardwired to notice the difficult and the negative. And I had a very good example this week. 2 days ago, I had my 5-year all clear after a cancer experience. And I had MRI scan, ultrasound, blood tests. So all is good. And I thought, okay, this really is a moment for bringing in the good, and really significant turning point. And I realized that this time last year, I looked up the information on the internet, and it looked as though women with my symptoms had a 1 in 5 chance of still being alive in 5 years, so a 20% survival rate. And I was aware that this wasn't really great news. So it's not been an easy time, and here I am, still here and thriving. And so there I am, mindfulness teacher, really aware of a pleasant moment. I took a picture in front of the MRI scanner with the technician, and as soon as I'd left the hospital, my mind started on what to worry about next. And I thought, how can this be even more of a pleasant experience? This is like getting my life back and a new start and a happy, really happy moment. And yet the mind is still looking for, what do I need to sort out next? And are you taking the right remedies? And all the doubts starting to come back in. And I was aware of it. I thought, last week you were talking about bringing in the good and being hardwired for the negative. Well, this is an opportunity to work it. So I've been working it. And every time the thoughts come in of what to think about next, not necessarily worries, but just doubts, and not allowing myself to stay with the real shininess of this happy event and happy moment. So I took myself to have a wonderful massage in London and allowed myself plenty of chats on the phone with my loved ones, and nice food and that sort of thing. And I'm allowing myself for several days to really relish this opportunity to be with the good and to notice the hardwiring for the negative and not take that route. So I know that it takes practice, and I've done lots and lots of practice. And even after that, and even with a really wonderful positive event, the mind will try its best to look for threats and danger. And so I would just encourage you to stay really vigilant and notice all the pleasant events, however insignificant they seem to be. And in that way, we can help to redress this balance, so that the place from which we view the world is coloured by positive events, as well as the worries and the tendency to notice the threats and difficulties. So on that reminder, this is part of bringing in the good, is sharing this good news with you. So thank you for being there, and I look forward to seeing you very soon again for another guided mindfulness meditation. And in the meantime, keep up the practice, formal and informal, and keep bringing in the good. Thanks for being here. Have a mindful day. Bye.